And so some people have this attitude that they start feeling that they own that spot. But the whole point of it is that no one owns anything. It's the first one who comes, you know, is the first one in queue, and you have to then play afterwards. So if you want to make sure that you play 11 o'clock, be there at 10:30 or whatever it is. You know? So, you know, no one owns anything, and that's the whole point. That's how the community works.
I know what you're thinking. Oh, I'm not your property. Well, no matter what you say. Oh, baby, no matter what you say.
When I first moved here 3 years ago, a little more, I found a really nice spot, like in between bookshops and stuff. I really liked it there. It's like an atmosphere there. It fitted what I did. And I was there for a long time. And I figured out at some point, because there was a neighbor complaining, but I figured out that, oh, I'm supposed to play on the other side of the square. But on that side of the square, there was like a little sausage stall, you know, and he was selling that. So he was always there. So I couldn't really be there. And anyway, the other side was where the people were. So it's like, to me, it was like, makes no fucking sense to follow these rules strictly now, you know, just because a neighbor is a little bit. But then, so I was there for a long time and sort of worked out. She came now and then and complained. And I decided that, no, I'm gonna play anyway, you know. And then one day, the police came over and gave me a fine, you know, after a long time. But it was worth it for me to not follow the rules for that year or whatever it was, because I had a lot of good experiences. Or I could have gone, no, I'm gonna follow the rules and then I'm gonna go somewhere else where it doesn't fit, you know. And that's what I mean about being a little bit of an outlaw when you're a street musician, because otherwise you get very limited right away. And there's too many limitations on being a street musician already. It's very difficult, so you have to really be good on yourself. But also remember to have alternative spots. Because when you're a street musician, that's gonna, usually sometimes you come, there's gonna be 3 other people wanting to play. And you have to wait around for 2 hours. It's really good to have like some alternating spots. You can go play there, maybe go there. And most places you're also only allowed to play 30 minutes at a time. And you have to actually move on, so there's space for other people, which is a good rule. Yeah.
We're gonna stick around until we evaporate. Might be in half an hour, it might be in 45 minutes, we don't know yet.
If you want to be a street musician, you have to consider like how much foot traffic there is. You know? So Lights of Blind has like 8 different places people come from. There's a lot of people coming by. And if you want to earn some money and live from the donations, you have to also consider that has to be some people there. I think donation-based system in any way is the closest to any sort of honest way of dealing with money at this point, right? And so I think, first of all, I think that's a wonderful thing that I'm doing something for free until you donate me something. I used to look at it like this. I still do. It's free. It's free for everyone. If you have no money, you can stay the whole thing, and you can give me no money. I like you just as much as I like the guy who just gave me 50 euros. I don't difference anything when it comes to that, because I believe that what happens is that that guy who gives 50 euros is paying for your ticket, you know. So I'm not. I had times when I'm like, hey man, why didn't you give any money? You stand there for a long time. I don't do that anymore because, like, I think it's beautiful that someone is able to listen to me away from any social ranking. You know, that's what music is about, and that's what you can do here. Whereas when you're selling tickets in the door, it's great and fine too, but someone needs money to be able to hear your music. And I think that's not what it's about. I think anyone should be able to hear my music, money or no money. Which is still to some extent why I find it by far the most pure way of doing it. You know, it's just, it's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, I've been traveling so much with that. I've been traveling around Europe for 3 summers in a row with my friends, and like no money, just the guitars and a train ticket, interrail ticket throughout Europe, 21 days. Just like doing it the old school way. It's like we can only live from what we earn. If we don't earn anything today, we sleep in the park. You know, that was the idea. And so that was basically it. We were really just traveling around, living like bums. And it was the most beautiful times in my life. My motto is something I built up over the years, is that when I go out and I play, and I really feel that nothing is happening, or like I can't get into it, you know, I can't connect with either myself or that, or like that, it's just not working. Before I stop, because that makes you want to stop, then I always ask myself, how much am I giving right now? You know, and if I'm giving 110%, my motto is that I then give 20% more the next 3 songs. You know, it could also be that I'm giving 75. It doesn't really matter. It's just that before I stop, or before I start letting my projection be like, people are not paying attention, they're stupid, the weather is bad. Before I start getting into all that shit, I always try to ask myself, just give a little more. You know, once you've done that, then you can say, oh, it just wasn't there. You know, and I think it's really something. It usually always works. Usually every time something happens after that. Because it's so the thing is, it's always in your own shit, like, and that's how it is, you know, and especially when you're an artist, if you start pointing your fingers, you should do something else. Doing this stuff is looking inwards and trying to develop and trying to find my voice, find my place, find some emotion, find something real. If you want to get rid of your street nerves, you have to just play for yourself. It's the only way to do it.
And the old road is rapidly aging. So get out of the new one if you can't lend your hand. Oh, the times they are aging.
So usually you're playing to someone who's maybe maximum gonna watch 10 minutes of your thing and they're gonna move on, you know. So you're not trying to build up a set that's perfect as you would when you play inside for people who are gonna hopefully be there for the whole concert. So you have this freedom, but it's also something that's really hard to keep the momentum. You know, sometimes in the middle of a set I'm like, oh, that was all my energy I have, and it's like, okay, now I'm gonna try to build it up again, and then people are just walking away, you know. I mean, that's the thing, people walk away in the middle of sets, you know, so you also have to find a way to deal with that. You know, how the fuck do you deal with people walking away just when you're gonna hit that note? They walk away, and you're like, what the fuck? It's like, this is my best note. Like, what the fuck are you know? And it's like, you have to just let people come and go. People have to come and go. But it's a good idea to talk to people in between songs. It's a good idea to say, hey, check out my, you know, hey, I'm this and this, tell a few jokes. That's good. That won't hurt. You know, it's gonna have people feeling like, oh, there's a real human being there. He's gonna give us a show. But when they walk away, smile and be happy that they were around, you know, and don't fucking try to hold them on to anything.
Oh, now nothing, well, nothing beats a lover. Oh, nothing, yeah, nothing beats a lover. Hey, right.
I've learned so much as a musician by standing on the streets. It's really endless. My voice became what it is. I've learned how to perform. I learned how to create something from nothing. You know, so I've learned how to get someone to like me even though they didn't like it. And that's a huge thing. I mean, as a performer, that's a weapon. That's a weapon, you know, that you can really use. If you want to do music live on stage, that's what you need. You need to be able to get people on your side. If you can get that guy to dance in the end of it, you've done it. It's the essence of performance. There's these beautiful moments when people come up to you and say, wow, you know, I was just walking and I heard you and I just needed that. And like, you just blew me away. And that is, I don't know any other place with music where that can happen. And I think that is the thing that makes me want to do it after 10 years.